everyone. This Stone song from the One World special really inspired me to do this lesson. I've kind of hesitated about doing this lesson because there are some really good lessons out there with the open tuning and the exact way to play this. So I've never really did it how I play it as far as a coffee shop version. But anyhow, this One World version I really enjoyed, and the star in this is Ronnie. Ronnie Wood just shines. Keith is playing some embellishments to mix rhythm, and Charlie's playing air drums. But with that said, I've written this all out, spent a lot of time on what Ronnie is playing, and have that written out for you, and we'll go over that a bit. The rhythm of the acoustics a little different. They've changed obviously the key for this, and we'll go over those nuances with this. So let's get into the lesson. And again, my notes will be linked down below the video. For this song, what Mick is playing is a full, I'll call it a full C. He's adding the G note to what you would consider a cowboy C. You go ahead and put your 6th string at the 3rd fret. I use my ring finger because that just falls in line real nice when you move to an F, which is the next chord. So we have a full C to F, and back to C to F. And really that's the intro, that's the verse, the first, what is it, 1, 2, 3 measures of the chorus before they change it up to a turnaround with a D and an F. Okay, there's a bridge, I'll talk about that in a second. What's interesting about this intro is how Mick plays it. He really, he's obviously got a laid back groove, but he's playing on the downbeat or the and. So if you count this, it'd be 1, down, and 2, and then up strum with the and of 2. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and then he down, and then he up strums again with the change into the F. So listen for that timing. I think that's unique in this song. I mean, if you just try playing along, that won't work. Again, if you're playing with this version, you got to do this 1, 2, and 3, and then into your F. So that's a little nuance that you might be interested in. I just felt was worth really mentioning. In the chorus, again, we're doing our full C to F. Can't always get what you want. Again. But if you try, they'll go to a D, and then you can add a suspended 4th by putting your pinky down on that 3rd fret of a D chord. Then to an F. Then you're back into the C and F. And that's a full C. And again, the way Mick did that intro, he loosens it up and really kind of goes into the normal rhythm of the song. So for the bridge, there's basically 4 chords: A minor, G, and just play it with your pinky if you're comfortable going from that A minor to this G, because you're coming into an F, so your fingers kind of fall a little bit better. But if you do this G, that's fine, and then to F. Then we'll go to a D chord, and the last chord rounds back to an F, and then they come back into the verse, or I think it's a chorus actually, the C back to F. Okay, so the bridge, a playthrough of it. So you can see how that all fits together. we'll go over Ronnie's part next, which is pretty intricate, pretty long, but really tasty, and some great licks that he does. We'll talk about that next. We're going to do Ronnie's part. I debated about interweaving the video with what he's doing and stuff, but if you download the notes and you follow the song, you'll be able to follow along. I've tried to put time stamps of about when he comes in, like at .045. You'll hear this. Great lick to come into. What he's doing, he's on the 5th string at the 10th fret, hammering into 12, and then catching 10 with his first finger again while those notes ring out. Okay, so it's more of a, it's kind of a Hendrix thing. So he's playing off of the C chord, which is where he comes in. Alright, so now what he's going to do is move up to the 5th fret and continue on with that C chord, add a little embellishment here. And again, this is very laid back feel. Watch how he plays this. It's wonderful. He's playing to the song. So we're going to play the 5th fret barred across the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. We'll hit that down, up, down, and then another down. We're going to add our middle finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. And if you can, keep that 5th string on the 2nd string, 5th fret, 2nd string open. And then you're just going to do a down, up, down, and then a hammer on to 6 and 7 with this suspended, okay? You'll be doing this a lot in this song. So that 5 bar, adding on 6th fret, the 2nd string, 7th fret of the 4th string. So at this point, we're moving into the chorus. And what Ronnie does, in that G to A note that we hammered on up here at the 10th to 12th fret on the 5th string, we're going to move that to the 4th string up here at the 5th fret. So we have our G to A, and then we're going to hit the 3rd string at the 5th fret for our C. Alright, so now the rhythm's a little different because we're in the chorus. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to start out using this bar chord. Just think of that bar chord is where you're staying at this point, all right? So we're going to add the 7 to 5 and then hit 5 again. Back to 7 and 5. So again. And then we're going to do a back and forth twice. And then hammer on to 6 and 7 on the 2nd string, 6th fret, 7 on the 4th string. Alright, so let me take that for you slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that exact same thing again. Okay, so now at this point in the chorus, we're doing turnaround. Lead us into that D. We're going to start out with that same lick, 5 to 7 and 5 on the 4th to 3rd string. And then this. So the next part of the chorus will go like this. I'm going to lead you into it from that D to F. Alright, so wonderful job here, again, playing to this song. So what we're doing after we hit that F with the hammer on that's suspended, we're going to come to referencing C, all right, and we're just going to be playing on the 3rd and 1st string. So 3rd string at the 9th fret, 1st string at the 8th fret, and we hybrid pick this. So you want to pick this and use your finger to pluck the 1st string. So you have this. Move that down a full step, so we'll go to 7 and 6. Then we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to go to the 5th fret for both the 3rd and 1st string. And do the same thing at the 3rd fret, so we move down another step. To 2 and 1. Right? Then we come back to 3. At that point, we're going to hit 3 together on the 2nd and 1st string and slide up to 5. Alright, so let me walk you through that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, we're on a C chord in the song. So Ronnie does a little embellishment referencing that C, and he's going to go to the 3rd fret, bar over the 1st and 2nd string, and hit them together while hammering on the 5th fret of the 1st string and pulling off back to the 3rd. And then striking 3 on the 1st and 5 on the 2nd. It doesn't sound like it'd be major, but if you watch him do this in reference to the song, it's beautiful how it fits in there. And that leads us up into another walk down. Okay, we're going to start out the same on 9 and 8 from the 3rd and 1st string. And at 5, we're going to jump right to 2 and 1. Alright, so we'll have this. Just kind of holds that 2 and 1, and then he jumps back in with 3. We're going to go from the 3rd string to the 1st string. As they're ringing, you'll slide up to 5. So we'll have this. So again, that's the first time through the chorus. It's really a lot of feel. So you know, whether you play it exactly as Ronnie plays, which I've written out, or you know, you have an idea what to do, this will help you. So we're going to go through verse 2 where it changes a bit. So with all that said, we're going to be working with this C up here at the 8th fret and our F. Okay, so the next part of the song, you'll hear this. So what he's doing there is playing the C, 1st and 2nd string at the 8th fret, 3rd string at the 9th fret, then to the 10th fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd for that F. And then you'll hear this lick. Guess what? Same notes, G to A, catching underneath there, the C. Okay, so we have that in the 2nd verse. You'll hear him do that a couple times, and when he talks about frustration, you'll hear him move back to that 10th fret and stick on that C. Okay, so now we're into the next chorus. So again, just kind of watch the video, follow along with my notes, you know, maybe learn through this video, but I think it's really important to follow along with the notes in the song. So as we're into the next chorus, you'll see him leading off with that bar at the 5th fret for that C inversion, and we're going to start out with 7th fret of that G string. Back to our hammer on, and then our note. And then he goes up to the 8th fret and adds a bend with a release, which leads him back into to the chorus again. Try sometimes the second half of the chorus, I should say. So you can really hear him emphasizing the pull-off here. We're going to be hitting 7 twice, and that pull-off from 8 and 9 on the 2nd and 4th string. And then we move that up to 10. Okay, so for the next part, we're doing those 3rd and 2nd string plucks. We're going to be on the 9 and 8, moving down. He'll kind of hold that 1 and 2, and then you'll hear him start again. And then hit 3 together and slide up to 5. Now, what we're going to do is hit that 8 and 9 again. So we have this. So that's kind of the end of it. When he comes back to 8 and 9, okay, he'll strike that and stop, and then you'll hear him move up from there rather than down. Alright, so what we're doing there, again, 8 and 9 to start the second half, to 10 on the 3rd and 2nd string, to 12, 14 and 13, 15, and then hit both 15s together and slide up to 17. And then he comes back to that. So I went down, and then you'll hear him come in to the Chelsea drugstore, okay? So he comes back, Chelsea drugstore, okay? And then when they go, I was standing in line, they'll do this. So what we're doing, hitting our C chord, or referencing the C chord on the 4th through the 2nd string. Then we're going to hit 7, slide up to 9. Come back to 6 and 5. 5 on the 3rd string, 6 on the 2nd. We're referencing that hammer on. Alright, but he's only playing the bottom half of it. And then you'll hear him come to that 8th fret again with a bend and release. So, let's see what's next. Death, and then I said. So he'll do a little country lick when they go, and I said. He'll bend the 8th fret on the 2nd string up, catch the 1st string at 8. Release 8. And catch 6. So kind of a country lick. So we know the chorus part. He'll do this 3 times after that country lick. There'll be 3 of those, and then you'll be into the turnaround of the chorus. So the end of that turnaround, we'll start with those double steps where we're playing 3rd string and 2nd string. And again, we're finishing out that turnaround and coming back into the song. So the bridge section, this is what Ronnie plays. let's stop there. What he's doing, he's starting out referencing an A minor. So on the 5th string, we'll play that A note, 12th fret. 4th string, we'll play the C note. Just referencing an A minor. Then we're going to move up to a G. So we're going to cover the 4th and 3rd string at 12, and we're going to add that B note. So it'd be almost like a B over G. Okay? And then what he does is this lick. So we're going to hammer on from 10 to 12 on the 5th string, come to 10 on the 4th string, 12, bent up, and then hit 12, unbent, to 10, hammer on to 12, back to 10. All right, at that point, what we're going to do is slide into 14, and then hit 13, that's on the 3rd string. And then on the 2nd string, hit 13 to 14, and then 14 bent. 14 unbent to 13, 14. And then again, repeat that. 14 bent, 14 unbent to 13, 14. One more time. And we're going to stop on 13. Okay, so next he'll say you get what you need, and you'll hear this pedal steel lick that Ronnie does. It'll sound like this. Alright, so what he's doing, he's pre-bending the 2nd string at 15. You're going to hit the 15th fret of the 1st string, and then that 2nd string pre-bent, releasing it. Then you're going to hit it, that 2nd string again, bending it up and catching 15 on the 1st string unbent. Alright, so a real pedal steel lick here. Then he does a 15 bend and release to 13 on the 2nd string, to 14 on the 3rd string, back to 13 on the 2nd. Alright, beautiful lick there. The next part he goes into, it's a beautiful little reference to B.B. King, whether it was subconscious or not. But the reason I say that, if you're a B.B. King fan or play with B.B. King, you know one of his favorite things, whatever key he was playing in or whatever chord he was doing at the time, let's say it's a B7th, he would come up to the B note, okay, so we got G, A, here's our B, and he'd hit that an octave ahead. It was just a big thing that he did a lot to really emphasize things. Anyhow, Ronnie references that here. We're going to go up at the 20th fret, and I'll show you what it sounds like. Alright, I'll stop there. But this reference at the 20th fret, this C note, 20 twice, and the 3rd time we'll slide it down on the 1st string, 20th fret. And then we come to the 8th fret with our 1st finger to 11, 8 on the 2nd string. Little pause there. And then he starts again, 8 on the 2nd string to 10, 8 on the 3rd string. 10, 8 on the 4th string. And then we're going to hit 8 and slide to 10. And then 10 to 12 on the 5th string. Back to 10 on the 4th string. So we have this. So okay, we've hit the 10th string. and hit the 12th fret of the 5th string. At this point, we're going to just lay our finger down and play a pull off from 12 to 10 on the 4th string. So it'll sound like this. Back to 12 on 5. So that those, let's just take it from 10 to 12 from 4 to 5. And then we'll hit 10 on the 4th string. Alright, and then 12 to 14 with a hit and hammer on. So you want to change positions. 12 to 14, back to 12 on the 3rd. And then back to 10 on the 4th. Alright, so let's start that from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the next little lick after this will sound like this. Fuck, where am I? Alright, I'll stop there. We just got one little section to finish. But what he's doing after we go to... Alright, we're going to be doing on that 4th string 12 to 14 slide. 12, 14 on 3 to 13, 15 on 2. We're going to bend 15, catch 15 on the 1st string underneath. And then to 13... So it's almost like a stop bent on that 2nd string. Hear how it sounds like this? Okay, so after that point, we'll hit 13 2 more times. And then he does this little thing on 15 with a bend, and then again another 15 bend, and then a 15 bend release, bend release, bend release. Then he'll take one more 15 bend up another half step. And then a 15 bend and release to 13 on the 2nd string, 14 on the 3rd, back to 13 on the 2nd. Alright, now we're to the final lick before they kind of pick things up and just finish jamming out the song. It takes off from this point, so what he does here is slide back from... Well, I'll just play the lick and show you. So let me take it from that 15 bend and release to 13, 14. You can kind of hear how this all fits together. Alright, so after we've hit 13, 14, 13, we're just going to hit 13 again on that 2nd string, sliding to 10. Walk down the scale, 12 to 10 on the 3rd and 4th string, 12 on the 5th string, and then a 10 to finish out at 4 minutes and 13 seconds on the 4th string. And then again, they just kind of pick things up. So I really hope that helps everybody. Something to do. Well, we're all stuck at home. God bless you. Enjoy.